Hi, Rassie. Talk to us about the unprecedented move that happened in the 17th minute when you scored through a line-outs like move.
Oh, you mean in general play?
Yes.
No, that's just, I mean, we've done, many teams do different tactical moves too. We did the more in general play where it's just not a guy on the ground, a guy that we lift. We actually saw it from a B side on the 14 school team doing it. Can't remember where, which school. Oh, Risk school, where it was. We actually saw them doing that, and yeah, actually, you just get all the benefits from what you get on the line out. You actually get if you support a guy in general play. So yeah, it worked for us twice. So obviously now people will be alert for that, and yeah, I think it's fun. It's done now for a couple of games, so we're glad to it.
Rassie, Jasper's red card. Just your thoughts on that, and also just how does that affect the Boks discipline going forward?
Well, I would not know how whoever is going to judge on how bad that was will see it. Obviously, Jasper will have an opinion on that, what happened and why it got to what happened. I'm obviously not now in a position to judge whether it's right or wrong or how bad it was. I think Jasper must now handle that with our support as best he can. He's really just so committed and passionate about the team, and when something like that happened, I know it would have been lovely for him to play with his brother in this game, which unfortunately now didn't happen. So yeah, it's sad. It's definitely not a guy who goes out to do things like that. Yeah, so I don't want to say anything here that can make it better or worse, because I'm not 100% sure how they will judge it and what is the best way to take it forward. But we'll give him all the support and all the legal help that we can possibly do.
Rassie, congratulations on the win. Just talk to us about the thinking behind, I think it was the half-hour mark, when Thomas du Toit was replaced by Ox Nché. What was the thought process there? We saw Ox have an immediate impact at scrum time.
Yeah, well, the moment you Thomas is the guy that can play both sides, but lose it and tight it. Sometimes we believe Thomas is better tight it than loose it, but then sometimes he proves us totally wrong and he does better on the loose it side. So we used him on the loose it side, but when we were down to 14 men, when we got a permanent red card, we needed, in our opinion, somebody that's a full-blown loose head that can handle the pressure of 8 guys scrumming versus 7. And we just felt Ox is better equipped for that, where Thomas is a bit of a swinger on both sides. Maybe if we move Thomas to tight deck, where I think he's more comfortable, has played a little bit more since I know Thomas. So it was just purely 7 men against 8 men. So one of the props are going to suffer a little bit more. And we said it was Lucid, and Ox is just the more experienced, only Lucid, specialist. So we felt we needed him.
Ruthlessly. The late Count and Hunja once said that the greatest thing to ever happen to Beast and Taurida was Stephen Kitsoff, referencing the fact that without the presence of Stephen Kitsoff, maybe Beast wouldn't have stepped up his level prior to the 2019 World Cup. Now, matches like this help you to see younger, less experienced players put their hands up to say, pick me over the experienced guy. Obviously, you're not going to reveal any names, but have there been those younger guys who put up their hands to you and the rest of the coaching staff to say that you should pick me over the more experienced guy, to put that pressure on the more experienced players to step up their level?
No, we don't really see it as that. We see it as a group of 45 that help each other at training sessions, that makes it tough for one another at training sessions. And sometimes some of the training sessions are just tougher than the match itself. I think probably last week we pushed the guys, not this week, last week, pushed the guys really hard. And I think of a couple of them were really flat in the game. It was played at altitude after, they came from Namibia and stayed at altitude, and we came from Cape Town. So there's not excuses there. But we see what guys does in training sessions to each other and scrum sessions and morning sessions. So just like last week, we didn't get all carried away with, let's go 42 points and letting 2 Eden tries. This week we scored 44 points and don't concede any tries. So, overall, I think we've now scored 42, 44, 86, and 50, So we've got 110 points versus. So I think you're going to look overall, I think our points different are not too bad currently. We've got Georgia next week. So this performance mustn't be looked at in isolation. We also look at the training sessions and the load that the guys done. But there's certainly some young guys that said, listen, let's be without a doubt.
Rassie, how did the red card sort of influence the experiment you already had in mind with Andre? Because obviously he then had to struggle.
I think it saved us. I think it saved us in a big way because, not just using him, not just taking a back off and putting a loose forward on. We'd actually now could take Andre in on our ball, we can put him at flank, and their ball, we could put him on center. So it really worked out well for us, and especially because it was Jasper, what's his name, could go to 8. Johan could go to 8, and Marco could go to 8, and Andre could fulfill the 6 role, and knows how we move, he knows how our lineouts work. So all in all, I must be honest, when we planned that in the beginning, I didn't think it would help us with a yellow card, but it worked out nicely for us today.
So on this one to you, are you massive defensive effort by the team to keep the Italians out? From Justice spoke about frustration on that match last weekend, but for you leading the team, that defensive effort, what were your impressions of the team? And just first from a personal point of view, again, leading the team?
I think as always, it's a massive privilege to be able to lead the team. It makes your job so much easier to have players like Buddy and Peter Steph around you. But in terms of the defensive effort, I'm really pleased to see the character the team showed. We knew that we needed to galvanize and pull together, and it wasn't going to be easy against an Italian outfit that's quality. So I think that's really one positive that we can take out of this game, the fact that we could keep them out there.
Really, that's probably the tensest I've seen you in build up to the test, and probably most emotional once you got onto the field. Just talk us through, obviously, your 100 cap, what it means to you, how it went.
I think I said earlier as well in the week, my dream was to play since I was 6 years old. I wanted to play for the Springboks and I wanted to play rugby. I wanted to make it work, even if I had to go a different route. And just to be here, and my family and my wife and everyone to be here today and celebrate this milestone, 100 cap in South Africa was amazing. And my phone has never, even with the 2 World Cups combined, ever been like this week. So it's quite emotional, and to try and stay off that, and there was a job to do first. So it was quite hard to try and balance that emotion and don't do something stupid maybe in the start because you want to show something. And when I ran out on my own, it was very emotional. I actually didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do with myself. I just was just waiting for the team to come out and for us to go. So very special and very thankful for.
Rassie, obviously home ground for you, but how was it being at home for this week, training in Quebec, Port Elizabeth, and nearly sold out crowd here, and with that New win against Italy?
No, it's for us nice, as I said before, different stadiums have different vibes, Bloemfontein, Mandela, and Port Elizabeth got a special vibe in the sense that while you warm up, the whole crowd is in already, or in other stadiums, after the warm up and the test match actually begin, then people start filtering in. So you experience it from your warm up, you feel the support already. Not that I'm saying the other stadiums are not great, they've got different atmospheres that also really, carry us through the game. But this was a loud crowd, even when we played a bit bad there, a few minutes and spells, they were lifting us, and we all enjoyed it. And for us, that comes from here. It was extra special. You could see Stockholm was a bit emotional, not being myself. It's a place where we would love rugby to do well, because rugby did really well for us. We thought and learned our rugby here. And I mean, this crowd, I know they missed the Springboks and they missed international rugby. And they showed if they supported her, you know, there was never a boo or wow or every single guy they cheered. Even Philly, you know, who's not really from here, they just loved it and supported him right through. And even the guys who just had their debuts here. So it's fantastic. It's a bit by luck.